Hello. In the last video, the question paper of 2019 X thermodynamics was not complete, cannot be completed because of the internet connection. Okay. Now we will solve question number 17 to question number 22 in this video. So the question number 17 is in a vapor compression system, the refrigerant leaves the evaporator and enters the compressor in saturated vapor condition at 0 degrees Celsius. The specific enthalpy of saturated liquid and saturated vapor at 0 degrees Celsius are 50 kilojoule per kilogram and 250 kilojoule per kilogram respectively. The refrigerant leaves the compressor with a specific enthalpy of 300 kilojoule per kilogram. From the exit of condenser, the refrigerant is throttled to the evaporator pressure. If the coefficient of performance COP of the refrigerator is 2.8, then the dryness fraction of the refrigerant entering the evaporator is so here 1 2 is your compressor and 2 3 is your condenser and 3 4 is throttling and 4 1 is evaporator and it is depending on PSI. Okay, so here the refrigerant leaves the saturated vapor at 1. Okay, saturated vapor at 1. Okay, so which is dry and saturated condition. Okay, so this is this condition at this condition the enthalpy is 250. So H1 is your 250 and it leaves the compressor at the specific enthalpy of 300. So H1 is your H2 is your 300. Okay, and COP is given as 2.8 and COP is nothing but the refrigerating effect divided by work done. So this is H1 minus H4 is your refrigerating effect. Okay, so H1 is mm, so H1 minus H4 is refrigerating effect and H2 minus H1 is compressor work. Okay, so this is refrigerating effect by compressor work. So H2 minus H1 is your 300 minus 250 and COP is 2.8. So 2.8 into 50 H1 minus H4. Okay, so H1 minus H4 is your 140. Okay, so H4 is 110. So once the enthalpy of the enthalpy at H4 is known, then we can find out dryness fraction because at 0 degree Celsius, HFG is given as 50 and Hg is given as 250. So if X is the dryness fraction, okay, we can find out X H4 is equal to HFL plus X HFG. So 110 plus is equal to 50 plus X 250 minus 50 250 minus 250 minus 50. Okay, so X is equal to 0.3. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay, next question number 18. Hot air assumed as an ideal gas, Cp is equal to 1000 joule per kilogram per degree Kelvin. Gamma is equal to 1.4. Enters a gas turbine at 10 bar 1000 Kelvin and leaves at a pressure of 5 bar. Subsequently, it expands in a nozzle to a pressure of 1 bar. Assume both these processes to be reversible and adiabatic if inlet velocity of the air is to be negligible. The final velocity in meter per second rounded off to one decimal place of air at the exit of the nozzle is here. First of all, there is one turbine, and in turbine the gases expand from 10 bar to 5 bar. Okay, then there is nozzle, and then the when there is nozzle. So um, the gases, the velocity of gas is further increased at the expense of pressure, and up to pressure drop up to 1 bar. Okay, here in 1 2 the pressure is dropped and work is obtained from the turbine, and here in the nozzle the pressure is dropped and velocity of the gas is being increased. Okay, so in 1 2 there will be no velocity increase. Okay, so if the velocity at 1 is 0, then velocity at 2 is also 0. Okay, so this is your 1 2 your combined process, and 2 3 is your nozzle process. Okay, so these are the turbine expansion 1 2 turbine expansion, and 2 3 nozzle, and P1 is your 10 bar, and T1 is your 1000. P1 is your 10 bar, and T1 is your uh, T1 is your 1000 Kelvin. Okay, now P2 is your 5 bar. P2 is a 5 bar. Okay, and your P1 by P2 is equal to P1 by T2, using the isentropic relationship between 1 and 2. Okay, we can find out T2 because T1 is known, T1 is known, P2 is known. The only thing unknown is T2. So T2 is your 820.34 Kelvin. Okay. Now velocity at 1 is 0. So velocity at 2 is also 0 because there is no increase in velocity takes place in turbine. The expansion of drop in pressure is used for carrying some work. Okay, and so velocity is 0 at point 2 also. Okay, so at point 2 velocity 0, and at point 3 the velocity is increased by dropping pressure. Okay, so here P3 is your 1 bar and P2 is your 5 bar. Okay, so pressure has been dropped from 5 bar to 1 bar. Okay, and temperature at T2 is your 820. Okay, so again using, as this person is also isentropic. Okay, so we again using uh, isentropic relationship P2 by P3 is equal to T2 by T3 gamma minus 1. Okay, so T3 is equal to this. So we will have T3 as 517.96 Kelvin. Okay, so so now using energy equation at 2 and 3. Okay, so the using energy equation at 2 and 3. So CpT2 plus V2 square by 2 is equal to CpT3 plus V3 square by 2. Okay, now equating this. Okay, so Cp is your 1000 and T2 is your 820 and T3 is your 517, and uh, and this 2 comes here. Okay, we will find V3 and V2 is 0. Okay, so V3 is your 777.66 meter per second. So answer is your 77 uh, 66 meter per second. Okay. Next, question number 19. In the question number 19, this graph is given initially 450 degree Kelvin, and this point is 3. This at 300. The 1 point is given here entropy 0.25 and here entropy 0.9 are given. Okay. The TS diagram, question is the TS diagram for the thermal process shown in the figure. The heat transferred during the reversible process 1 3. So here the area under the curve, under 1 2 3, okay, will give the heat transfer. So it comprises of three portions: this 1 2 and this and this portion. Okay, so area of this triangle is 450, 450 minus 300, and 0.75 minus 0.25, 0.75 minus 0.25 divided by 2, or plus this portion 300.75 minus 2.25. Okay, so 300 into 0.5. Okay, and this portion 450 into 0.15, 450 into 0.15. Okay, so using So adding these, we have we can get heat added. Okay, to 255 kilojoules per kilogram. Okay, next in a simple Rankine cycle, superheated steam enters the turbine at 100 bar, 500 degrees Celsius. H is equal to 3375.1 kilojoules per kilogram. S is equal to 6.5995 kilojoules per kilogram per degree Kelvin at a rate of 1000 kilogram per second. It expands isentropically in the turbine to the condenser pressure. The temperature in the condenser is 30 degrees Celsius. HF is equal to 125.74 kilojoule per kilogram. SF is equal to 0.4368 kilojoule per kilogram per liter. Hg is equal to 2,555.6 kilojoule per kilogram. Hg is equal to 8.4520 kilojoule per kilogram per liter. The saturated water from the condenser is pumped back to the boiler. Neglecting the pump work, the efficiency in percentage rounded off to 1 decimal place. Whereas the 1 decimal place of the cycle is the Rankine cycle is okay. This is a Rankine cycle. Okay, this is Rankine cycle 1 2 and turbine work 2 3 condenser heat rejection 3 for pump work and 4 1 boiler heat input. So at point 1 the temperature is 500 degrees Celsius and enthalpy and entropy are given. Okay. H1 and HS1 are given. Okay. H1 is your 3375.1 and S1 is your 6.5595 kilojoules per kilogram. Okay. Now S1 is equal to S2. S1 is equal to S2. Okay. So S1 is equal to S2. So and SF it means S3. Okay. SF is at 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 30 degrees Celsius or condenser temperature. SF is your this, and SG is this. So SF is your 0.4368 kilojoule per kilogram. SG is your 8.4520 kilojoule per kilogram. So let X2 be the Dyna's section at point 2. So then we have enthalpy is equal to H2 is equal to HF plus X2 Hg minus Hf. So this is the Hg is the saturated enthalpy at uh, temperature 30 degrees Celsius and HF is the saturated enthalpy of petroleum liquid at 30 degrees Celsius. Okay. So uh, we have this H2. So similarly, S2 is SF plus F2 SG minus SF, and SG are given. SF is also given. So and S2 is equal to S1. That is also given. From this we can find out X2. So once X2 is found out, we can calculate H2 also. Okay, using this relationship. Okay, now S2 is known. H3 is HFG at 30 degrees Celsius. Sorry, HF at 30 degrees Celsius, and HF at 30 degrees Celsius is equal to H4 because we have to neglect the number. So H4 is equal to H3 is equal to HF. That is 125.74. Okay, so turbine work is nothing but H1 minus H2. Okay, so this is turbine work H1 minus H2 and heat added is H1 minus H4. Okay, so efficiency is turbine work divided by heat added. Okay, so this is 0.425 or 42.5%. Okay, next a rigid adiabatic container has two parts A and B separated by a piston. Initially, Initially, part A is filled with 1 kilogram of an ideal gas. Cv is equal to 1050 joule per kilogram per degree Kelvin. R is equal to 500 joule per kilogram per degree Kelvin at 1 bar, 600 Kelvin. The part B is filled with 1 kilogram of same ideal gas at 2 bar, 400 degree Kelvin. The piston is now removed in the final state. The pressure bar rounded off to two decimal places will be. Now, the two portion of the container is given A and B. Okay, and they are separated by piston. A carrying 1 kg of mass of idle gas. Okay, at pressure 1 bar at 600 Kelvin. Okay, so from this we can calculate the volume of first part. Okay, using relationship PV is equal to MRT. R is given as 500, P is 1 bar, and MA is 1, TA is 600. Only alone thing is volume. Volume is 1, 3 meter cube. Okay, now uh, similarly for the second part we can also perform same calculations. Okay. So from this VB is we are 1 meter cube. Okay, the total volume of the container will be uh, volume of portion A plus volume of portion B. Okay, so that is 3 plus 1, 4. Okay, now when the piston is removed, then the two portion of the gases of the gases get mixed and total volume becomes 4. Okay, so the total enthalpy sum of the enthalpy of two portion will be total enthalpy. So HA is equal to BA. Okay, so 1 into the UA is equal to 1 into CV into PA, and because enthalpy summation of internal energy plus PV and global. Okay, so this is 1 CVTA and PAVA. Okay, now we have CV, that is 600, and sorry, that is now we have CV as 750. Okay, CV has 750 and temperature temperature as 600. Okay, and pressure as 1 and volume as 3. Okay, so this is HA. Similarly, we can find out HB also. Okay, so and this is the HA and HB, and similarly we can find H final, that is mass into CP into T final, so 2 into 750 plus uh, TP will be 750 is CV, and R is your 500, so 750 plus 500. So this will be CP, so 2 into CP into T final. Let T final is the uh, T final is the final temperature of the mixture, and total mass is your 2 kg. Okay, now then equating these two, we can find out T final. So once the T final is known, we can apply again the ideal gas equation where mass is your 2 kg and volume is total volume, and temperature is T final, that is 500. Okay, so from this we can do your pressure. Pressure is your 1.25 bar. Okay, next, in a steady flow process, superheated steel at 70 bar and 450 degrees Celsius is throttled to 30 bar in an insulated valve at a rate of 2 kilograms per second. Changes in kinetic energy and potential energy during the process are assumed to be zero. The rate of entropy generation in kilojoules per second per degree Kelvin rounded up to 3 decimal places during the throttling process is you have to calculate the entropy generation, and initially it is the steam is at 70 bar and 450 Celsius, and finally it is throttled to 30 bar, and the mass flow rate is 2 kg. Okay, and what is thermodynamic properties are given at 70 bar and 40 Celsius, and at 30 bar and temperature 450 degrees Celsius. Okay, now at so this condition is repeated like this. Okay, so one, and let it be equal to two. So this temperature is still unknown. Okay, we will find out this temperature, and but this pressure is known. The pressure is your 30 bar. Okay, so at point when the throttling process is performed, then the enthalpy remains constant. So enthalpy at 70 bar and 40 Celsius is 30 to 3 to 8, 8.3. Okay, so H1 is 328.33 kilojoule per kilogram. Okay, and add to the enthalpy to have the same value 400 and 450. Okay, uh, to have the same enthalpy, we find out the temperature. Okay, at 400 at 30 bar, the enthalpy is 3231.7, and at 450 it is 3344.9. Okay, it means the enthalpy is lying, but enthalpy is this, so enthalpy lying in between them. Okay, so by using interpolation, so H and equating is equal to H2. So this difference is 50, and let T2 be the temperature at which the enthalpy is this. Okay. So now putting T2 3231.7. Okay, and T2 minus 400 by 50 into this, we can get H2 by, sorry, we can get T2. Okay, by putting H2 is equal to this quantity. So T2 will be your 425 degree Kelvin, and uh, now 425 Kelvin. Okay, 425 Celsius. Sorry. Okay, all are in Celsius. So it will be 425 Celsius. Okay, and now the specific entropy at T2 will be, again we can find out by interpolation. Okay, so it will be as it is 400, that is 40. So it will be average of these two. Okay, so so entropy generation will be 7.00455. Entropy at T2 will be 7.0045 kilojoule per kilogram, and entropy at one is uh, entropy at one is entropy at one is, we have found that is 6.663. Okay, so the entropy generation per kilo, entropy generation is 7 minus 6.63. Okay, into mass, it is basically 0.7385 kilojoule per kilogram, kilojoule per second. Okay, kilojoule per second. Okay, or kilojoule per second per degree Kelvin. Okay, because mass in kilogram per second. Okay, so there is so this is all about 2019 Taxi Thermal paper. Thank you very much.